Oklahoma, Texas Tech, reliving some old school Big 12 matchups from back in the day, so that's exciting. Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, defense will absolutely be optional that day. Oregon, Notre Dame. Oregon, the way they won today, would love to see that rushing attack take on the Notre Dame rushing attack of Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. And South Florida, Georgia, that'll be a fun matchup too.
All right. So let's go through the bracket the same way that we did last week.
Hold on. I just have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So Oregon was 9 last week.
Right.
They got a win on the road.
Yeah.
And we think they're going to stay at 9 potentially, not going to jump anybody because of the teams ahead of them all got wins?
I think they will move up. I think they will.
Because
BYU
lost.
Yeah, with BYU being out, right? I think BYU now is out. Texas Tech, Oregon, all those teams move up into that bracket now.
Okay, so maybe we see Oregon a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Do we see Oregon jump? They stay at number 9, right? I don't know.
Texas Tech got the win, so they're at 7. BYU was 8 last week. BYU lost, so we moved Notre Dame up from 10 to the 8th spot.
That's right.
And Oregon stays at 9. Go ahead.
And we had this correct right before, right? With Oklahoma being in the 10 spot, they were the first one out last week. Okay, all right, just making sure.
So let's take a peek at some of the resumes here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, who do we want to compare resumes with?
Oh, that's cool. I know we can do that.
Let's do it with Texas A&M as an example.
Okay.
All right, so overall, right, strength of schedule, 14th to 26th, all right, remaining just about even. So they both got a pretty good run here towards the end. Chance to make it, 93 to 76. Chance to win the conference. That's amazing that for Texas A&M, it's still only 15% by where it is right now, so that just tells you how deep that conference is. But overall, man, yeah, kind of shocked that actually the comparison was pretty close there between these two football teams.
All right, so if we're gonna go through it over here, I got the chat up. Here just to make sure we're still talking with y'all.
Yeah.
We're gonna agree that we're gonna put Georgia here. So we're gonna have the Georgia-Alabama matchup in the quarterfinals.
We haven't gotten enough of those the last
We love that. Okay. Oregon, Notre Dame. Who wins this ball game? Because Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame, but that's a good game.
Yeah, because Notre Dame is like a better Iowa team, right? They would have the quarterback play that could take them past Oregon. If anybody else disagrees with that in the chat, let us know. All right, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, they have more firepower. I agree with you there. Oklahoma, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
All right. That's a great. Take the under in that game.
Take the under in that game, and that's really why I took Texas Tech. Though I think just like if Baron Morton can make it to this moment and be healthy and all that, I just think John Mateer too much hero football, despite how good Oklahoma is.
I don't know how fast it takes for a fractured fibula to heal, but I would imagine
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to be quick.
For the playoffs.
Yeah,
no.
So.
All right, so we got Georgia, Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Indiana. The quarterfinals, no matter how you shake it up, is going to be a movie. Georgia versus Alabama. We do this every single week. Who is going to win this game?
All right, you go first. All right,
let me go ahead and switch it up because last week we went a different way. I like how this team looked this week over how they look. So we're going to go with a little bit of recency bias.
Okay.
All right, Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
Ohio State, best team right now.
Ooh, okay.
You got to rematch to the title game. I mean, in the quarterfinals there.
I love
That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Like, no doubt.
No doubt?
No doubt.
You don't think this offense has what it takes? If let's say we get into a shootout, which quarterback would you trust?
Oh, it's going to be a shootout.
Which quarterback? Can we do the comparison here?
Now, I love Trinidad Chambliss. I do. He's one of my favorite stories, I think, of the season. But I think I have just seen more week in and week out from Texas A&M where I just trust them more. The strength of schedule, right, that we've already had.
That's what I was going to bring up.
The strength of schedule remaining, right? We're going to see Texas A&M take on a Texas team at the end of the year. So I think that just overall trust factor, I think I trust the Texas A&M guys, especially on the defensive side of the football with Cassius Howell, with Torian York, and the rest of the crew, right, to be able to win this football game.
I don't hate it.
Shout out to Ribs. He said Ohio State versus Texas A&M would feed generations. Let's see if we get there.
But yeah, Texas
We're
A&M
gonna take
for me
Texas
there.
A&M to go there, so you have that right call. Texas Tech versus Indiana. Where are we going there?
All right. Healthy Baron Morton Give me Texas Tech to win that game against Indiana.
Wow.
Yeah. After all that talk.
After all the hyping up of Indiana, they lose their first playoff game is what you're telling me, Matt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And you know what? Next week,
Christian was right.
Get out of here. You know what? That's it. Never mind. I changed my. Indiana's going to win it all. All right.
All right, so we're going to compare this to the Indiana, right?
Just for fun.
Man. I mean, Indiana.
Big 12's not getting a
look
ton
at
of
look
love,
at this week A strength of schedule overall 19th. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm crazy, huh? Let's go Indiana and Bama.
Compare it to Bama.
Yeah.
All right, so we bring up Indiana and Bama in terms of their strength of schedule. Christian wanted us to do this, so Christian, we hear you. All right, Alabama.
Look at this.
Strength of schedule remaining is.
Look at. I mean, I don't see that much of a difference. I mean, I don't. Yeah, overall, I get it, right, because of just what they've gone through this season. But they haven't played anybody. I don't know. I mean, clearly the stats aren't that profound.
They haven't played anybody. Arguments getting a little bit tiring with Indiana. But,
Yeah.
All right, let's pick the semifinal.
Okay.
Georgia versus Ohio State. Who we going with there? Let me see if the chat is saying anything. I don't see anything. Chat, go ahead and
Gunnar
jump in.
Stockton's been awesome, no doubt about it. Against this Ohio State defense,
trust this
it ain't
defense
happening.
better, yeah.
Ohio
I'm
State is going to get after it. They're going to be able to.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Julian saying against a Kirby Smart defense, do you really think he's going to find that much success?
I'm not even worried about Julian saying. I think that Ohio State's defense will score more points than Georgia, honestly. Now, that's a bold statement, honestly. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm just kidding.
That's where I'm worried because I think Julian saying is you give Kirby Smart some time to plan for this. You're going to go against that defense. Now, this Georgia team has been tested over and over and over again.
That's right.
I think Kirby Smart, a guy who is gone against the greatest of the greats. This Georgia team will be ready for the Matt Patricia defense, if you would say so, because Georgia is going against similar defenses like Ohio State every single week in the SEC.
I gotcha. I think Georgia will have a tough time covering those three receivers that they got. And I think Ohio State, by the time this matchup comes around, right, offensively, will have all those questions answered.
Some people think that the Dogs won't make it that way. Some people think that they will. I see everyone in the chat. Okay, Texas A&M, Texas Tech.
The battle for Texas, I'm good with that. I agree with
Texas A&M.
Yeah. All right. So last week we had Ohio State Notre Dame rematch, correct?
Yeah, Notre Dame was at the 10 spot though. They had a bit of an easier path, I think, last week with some of their matchups. I mean, facing off against Ohio State in your next round isn't great, but that's the 9-8 battle. That's what you're always going to have to deal with the 1 seed there.
So you said though the chat was saying they thought Alabama would have got Georgia here? And we would have seen Alabama, or is that what you're saying?
Some people said that Georgia will go all the way. Some people said no way Georgia goes that far.
See, that's another thing too, though, because I know it's not the Georgia team we're used to seeing, but it's just they take care of business.
I got to imagine that Stockton playing in the college football playoff last year too has some sort of effect on him going back and maybe not being overwhelmed in this sort of state.
And he's improved dramatically.
And he has.
All right, I'm going to give the chat about 5 to 10 seconds to go ahead, send some messages in here. Who you think would win this game, Ohio State or Texas A&M? Let's go ahead and make our cases here. Now, once again, a defense in Texas A&M. Will they be able to stop what is those receivers in Ohio State, right? We can compare their schedules. What do we think, guys?
Let's do their resumes,
Yeah, let's put it up.
Just
All
curious.
There you go. Wow. So strength of schedule overall, the remaining.
I mean, look at this. Who has been tested more? This right here maps it out for you. 34th, 43rd for Ohio State, and then you got 14th and 19th for Texas A&M.
Doesn't Indiana have a better resume than them?
They do.
Yeah, they surely do.
All right. So maybe they're the number 1 team in the country. Maybe Texas is the number 2. Texas A&M is the 2 team in the country. Maybe Ohio State's number 3.
There is a great argument to be made. Yeah.
All right. Who wins it though? All right. Who are you going with, Sam? Who are you going to take to win this game?
I'm picking Ohio State to repeat. Yeah.
Ohio State to repeat. Okay. With Julian saying first-year starter, that would be super impressive. Scoob, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with the championship team already. Ohio State is gonna run it back.
I don't think they've played their best football yet. That's the scary part about this team.
That's true.
The only thing that I'm worried about them for is they haven't been forced to reach that gear and been tested. I brought it up earlier in the show.
I think that's a real thing. I agree.
I brought it up in the show how sometimes you just need to go through these dogfight type of games.
Yeah.
The dogfight game that they've been on is at the beginning of the season against Texas, and then a little bit of Penn State.
Right.
So I wonder what this Michigan game will do for them. And then the Big Ten championship will be huge as well.
Yep.
The dogfights are important, but the other aspect for Ohio State too is that like we're healthy and we feel great, and like let's just keep it rolling.
So, Matty, who do you like? You like Ohio State too?
I'm taking Texas A&M.
All right,
been outvoted.
You're out
2-1.
Yeah, you're outvoted.
Well, thank you.
So we'll
Hunger Games style.
This doesn't work.
Just